What's up, Reefers? So we're here to give our 1 month update on our high-end Zola garden. It's been exactly 1 month since the little one and I went ahead and picked our high-end Zoas, put them here in the tank. So I'm here to provide an update on what looks good, what's growing fast, going over some of our favorites, as well as giving you an update just on how this thing is going. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you all know about the giveaway coming up. So I'm going to be giving a free Grandmaster Krakatoa Zoa to anyone who's subscribed to my channel once I get to the 2,000 subscriber mark, which is coming up fast, folks, thanks to you guys. The way that you enter into that giveaway is simply by being subscribed to the channel and commenting on any of my reef videos here for the crack, spelled K-R-A-K. Make sure you spell it that way, folks. If you spell it any other way, I cannot help you. But if you comment here for the crack, spelled K-R-A-K, on any one of my reefing videos, that gives you an entry. So at 2,000 subscribers, I will be drawing those entries. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you comment. And thanks for tuning in. So let's talk about the Zola garden here. Folks, this is it. The Zola garden, just 1 month since the little one and I ordered the Zoas for this garden. And for those of you who follow the channel, you're probably as blown away as I am, because you know that for the most part, the little one and I ordered single polyp frags, best case scenario, double polyp frags, with the exception of a few mini colonies, which I'll make sure to point out here. The reason I wanted to start this Zola garden at the beginning of the year was to highlight month to month the growth that you can get out of zoanthids and pallies, and then of course highlight what that looks like over a year. I was a little nervous because, as you can see here, this rock pile I put here is just a recycled mess. It's just rock fragments, dead coral skeletons, even some seashells, which I just placed in a jumbled mess, hoping that the growth would just completely overtake these rocks and skeletons and seashells to make look like a beautiful garden, which has come together. And after just a month of growth, I'm confident that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and highlight each of these frags that we've got in the tank here so you can decide which one you'd like to include in your reef. Here are the snitches which I ordered from Savage Reef. So this was one of the colonies that was sent to me. Obviously, that's a lot of polyps. They're a little frustrated right now just because I cleaned the glass recently. So to give you this clear image here. So they're a little closed up, but ordinarily when these polyps are open, it covers the whole rock. And it's probably doubled in volume considering how many polyps came in when I originally ordered this piece. It's growing so quickly, I actually separated it from the rock. You can see that it's not touching the rest of the garden, just because I'm sure if I let this snitch piece touch the rocks, they would just grow onto it, probably overtake some of the other Zoas, which are not growing quite as quickly, but it's coming in beautiful. Moving over to the left, a story just in time for Easter. This is my Jesus coral, my comeback kid, because this thing completely came back from the dead. For those of you who follow my channel, you know that my living room tank has a tendency to kill just about any coral which is placed into it. There was one polyp left on this thing, which appeared to be all but melted. I put it in this tank just to give it a go to see what would happen, and sure enough, like Jesus, just 3 days later, he came back from the dead, and now we've got about 8 completely robust polyps on this thing. I'm extremely proud of myself. And of course this zoanthid. Emeralds on Fire is one of my favorite zoanthids. It's green, which I typically don't like green things in a tank because there's just so much green things, but you can't deny the contrast on this coral is just absolutely stunning. The green rings, the purple eyes, the red skirts. It doesn't get better than this, folks. Moving on to the left here, we've got the blue boo berries. And speaking of contrast, this probably wins the award for best overall contrast. That skirt is second to none in brightness. It's very translucent. I've turned the blue lights down so you can't even really see it, but just in comparison, check out that skirt in comparison to the Emeralds on Fire. If you've seen an Emerald on Fire, you know how vibrant those skirts are. Check out how much more translucent the blue boo berries are. Not only that, but you've got the nice green centers, which are also very translucent, reflect that blue light so nicely with the nice blue detail on the outside. This is a surprise for me, but it's because it's absolutely become one of my favorites. This came with 2 polyps, and as you can see, it's grown to about 10 to 12 polyps, which is super exciting to see. We of course have got the Fruit Loops, another resurrected coral. I had about 1 polyp left, and now I've got 5 robust polyps just chomping at the bit to take over this monopora skeleton here. Moving over to the left, we've got the purple hornets. So this also came from Savage Reef. This was a piece that came with about 10 polyps on it, and as you can see, it's probably doubled as far as volume goes. Really impressed with this coral. Love that purple and orange contrast. This is one of those zoanthids that just about anyone in the hobby is going to recognize and covet, because it really is one of the more coveted zoanthid frags in the hobby. Moving over to the left, this was just a free coral provided by Cornbread. I spent probably half the money I spent on this Zoa garden on the Cornbread website. So as a courtesy, they sent me this free piece of what are known as candy apple Zoas. It was actually only one polyp, which you can see has become, I mean, that's at least 5 polyps that you see there, probably some tucked under, and they've grown about tripled in size there. So really fast growing zoanthid. Over here we've got the blondies, which I'm proud to announce has finally split. This is the coral which took the longest to split. Believe it or not, I would say up until the beginning of this week, this was a single polyp that just all of a sudden decided to have quintuplets, 5 young budding babies. Check that out there. Blondies are absolutely one of my favorite corals. Really high contrast. It's almost like the Fruit Loops, just a slightly bluer center and a slightly more vibrant skirt. Really great piece to include. Over here we've got the Spitfires. This came from Savage Reef as well. I ordered this because I had never heard of these. I had never seen it. But they've got a very vibrant red skirt on the outside, and then probably the most translucent center of this entire garden. These yellow centers, when the light hits it, it really brightens up. It's really cool to see. A lot of people have asked about this Zoa. Came in with about 2 polyps, which have probably tripled since then. These are called boomers, this pink and green one. Just a free frag that was sent by zoanthids.com, so thank you, Jeff. Realistically, this is the one frag which may not be worthy of this garden. I just don't know if it pops enough, so I probably will be looking for a frag to replace this one. Let me know in the comments what I should replace it with after I've given you the tour here. Moving over to the right, I ordered this frag for the dragon eyes you see there, which are the red centers, the yellow skirts. Now these are also known in the hobby as Ironmans. So if you're ever looking for something with a red center, yellow skirt, you can look up original dragon eyes or Ironmans. Beautiful coral, really glad that made the garden. This frag came with some orange oxides. I believe I got this from Vivid Aquariums. So even though I had ordered a separate frag specifically for the orange oxide, orange oxides grow very quickly. You can actually see that it's already starting to encrust on that rock there, and I would have absolutely overdone it if I would have put this frag in there with another separate orange oxide frag. So I put that elsewhere in the tank, and I just considered this a 2 birds with 1 stone frag. Really impressed with the way that's growing. Then we've got the coral which definitely wins the award for best growth. This is the Cornbread Twizzlers. When this coral was sent to me, the polyp was so small you couldn't see any detail. I wasn't even sure this was a Twizzler Zoa, and then within a week it grew about 2 heads, and the heads just kept doubling and doubling. I've got about 10 polyps on this frag now. The polyps are still very small, but you can tell by the detail now that we can at least confirm that this was a Twizzler Zoa, which is good to know because this is kind of an expensive one. Can't wait for this thing to color up. Moving over to the right, the Jungle Juices. This is a favorite in the hobby I've found. I have to admit I'm slightly disappointed with this one here. Most of the contrast is in the center of the Zoa with the orange rings, the purple eyes, but the skirts on these, they're supposed to be this vibrant green that Photoshop and Google make look so vibrant. The skirts leave much to be desired, unfortunately, but it's growing like crazy, probably tripled in the amount of polyps that we see here. Haven't really increased in size there, but it's already encrusting on the rock, which I like to see. Speaking of encrusting, we've got our best encrusters just right here. So we've got the Ked's Red, which as you can see has already started to grow on that rock there. This isn't translucent at all. So when the blue lights hit this, just so you know, it's not going to be one of those Zoas which glows or shines or really stands out, but it is a red Zoa, which is sort of hard to find.
If you can recommend to me any other better red options, I probably could use some red in my garden, but it's growing. It's absolutely growing new polyps. I believe I got this from Vivid Aquariums. Down here we have my wife's contribution to the garden. My wife, being the absolute girly girl that she is, let me know that there is not enough pink in our tank, which is absolutely true. So she went ahead and bought a single polyp of pink diamond, which has grown into about 10 polyps. You see here, not only has this quadrupled in polyp volume, but it's really grown in size, and it's absolutely a charming piece. I put right in the center there because my wife is in the center of my heart, and therefore her frag is in the center of the garden. I'm being obnoxious, I'm sorry. Moving up, we've got the rainbow hornet poly. So this also came from Savage Reef. It is a slight color difference than the purple hornet. Above that, we've got the dark horse of the Zoa garden. We've got the Pearl Jams. So the Pearl Jams was a piece that I honestly didn't think I was going to include as a part of the garden, but I mean, who can resist this super high contrast Zoa? We've got the red skirts, the yellow rings, the blue eyes. The longer they've been in the tank, the more they've colored up, the more they've grown. I would say this is probably doubled in volume as far as polyps go. Really pleased I put this here. This is a permanent addition, definitely. Then we've got the rainbow incinerators, just as soon as the blue tang makes it out of the way, now the purple tang. So we've got the rainbow incinerators. This came as a single polyp. It has now become about 8 polyps, super vibrant. I actually put this in here based off of the recommendation of you guys. A lot of you kept saying I needed to include a rainbow incinerator as part of this garden. I'm so glad I did. This fits in really nice. Then we've got the LA Lakers here. So I just recently moved this Zoa from this hole right here, just so to get a little bit better light. So it's a little frustrated right now. This is another Zoa that I'm a little disappointed with. Photoshop makes this thing look absolutely beautiful on Google, but the reality is this just isn't as bright as some of the other yellow detailed Zoas like the Super Saiyans. So I mean, if I could go back, probably would have gotten some scrambled eggs or something like that, but we'll give these guys a chance. We'll let them grow out. Speaking of giving somebody a chance, hopefully this purple heart Zoa pulls through. It's a single polyp, which hasn't done much. It actually looks pretty melted today. Worst case scenario, I might have to do an exchange with my Pico tank. My Pico tank also has a single polyp of purple heart Zoa in it, and it has done fantastic. It actually is multiplied into 4 polyps at this point, so I might be trading those out. Up top, we've got the Emeralds on Fire. It's my only double in this entire garden because I love Emeralds on Fire so much. And again, I was struggling to find other good green options. To the right of that, we've got Cornbread's version of the snitch, which is honestly my favorite version of the snitch. This came in as a single polyp. It's now grown to 6 polyps. Now they've remained small. The polyps have not grown in size, but in quantity, I mean, like I said, so many polyps just started coming out as soon as I put it in the tank. Cornbread sends healthy frags, which I really appreciate. This is my prized Zoa frag right here, my absolute favorite. These are the Super Saiyans, which I ordered from Reef Gardener. I believe her name's Jenna Moore. She does a great job of sending small mini colonies. This was a $30 piece, and it is the brightest piece in my entire tank. I mean, the brightness on this skirt rivals that of my Holy Grail torch, which is up here at the top. Even the Beach Bum Monopora, which I have. You don't have to spend $100 on a Beach Bum. You don't have to spend $1,000 on a Holy Grail to get something as vibrant as this. You can pay 30 to 35 bucks, get a nice frag of this. As you can see, it's already taking over the rock. The polyps are leaving the frag finally, leaving the plug, growing onto the rock. That's super exciting. That means that we're just looking at absolute exponential growth up ahead. And yellow is just honestly the hardest color to find in a tank, so I'm really pleased with this particular piece and would highly recommend it to anyone. It's called Super Saiyan, or others refer to it as a long lash eagle eye Zoa. Regardless, it's going to be beautiful. So I just gave you the tour of the garden here, where I've put most of my favorites that are going to give it that rainbow look, but I also have some other Zoas kind of scattered throughout. So you can see here, these are the Bowsers. I love Bowser's. They're a rainbow on their own, so I just kind of put them as a standalone right there in the middle of the tank. We've got a nice Rasta colony, which came from the Reef Gardener. I honestly was really thinking about putting this in the garden, still might do it as soon as I get some Rastas to grow on that rock, and I've got like a permanent Rasta colony right in the middle of my tank because I love that. These are kind of rainbow on their own, which is why I didn't put them in the garden. And then I've got the Utter Chaos, which came with some additional polyps on the piece. I can't really identify what they are, probably rogue pallies in all honesty. Not my favorite, so I positioned it so that the Utter Chaos would absolutely be receiving the most light, continue to grow, while the other polyps frankly just don't. Moving over here to the right, so we've got what are known as hooligans. I put them as close to the light as possible because, as you can see, they're stretching. Same thing with the solar flare. So we all know that if a coral is using all of its energy to stretch and reach light, then it's not using any of its energy to grow new polyps, which is not a good thing. But honestly, in this whole tank, I can't really position it any higher. I mean, this is the tank here. I suppose there are a few spots that I could put my corals at to get that light, but I really need these shelves for SPS, you know? Moving on over here though, we've got the orange oxides, which I didn't put in my garden since one of those frags came with orange oxides already pre-grown. They've already grown onto the rock. They're just absolutely taking over. And then I've got these Whammon watermelons. When these first came in, I was super unimpressed, but these skirts continue to brighten. The contrast continues to increase. You can definitely tell that it's a green skirt now and not just like another eagle eye, which is really cool. I'm proud of that. Like the Lilo and Stitches, just not enough to put them in the garden. This is also a fast grower. They're almost growing too much. And then this is another resurrected candy apple. Didn't think that'd come back at all, but it's already starting to. You can tell. That was another one I saved from the other tank. We've got the Ketchums over here too. So I just didn't put the Ketchums in the garden because I just thought, you know what, these Ketchums look a lot like my Super Saiyans or Eagle Eyes, so we'll just leave those alone. So there you have it, folks. That's the garden. Check it out. Can't wait to watch this thing grow and color up. Let me know in the comments what I'm missing. I'm really going for that rainbow look, trying to find colors which contrast each other, trying to avoid putting too many corals in here that are the same color. What should I put in my Zola garden, folks? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. I'll give you an update every month as far as the growth here. Let's make this thing the most beautiful garden on YouTube together. Make sure you like and subscribe. Again, Here for the Crack gives you an entry for that free Grandmaster Krakatoa Zola, which I'll be ordering next week. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Happy reefing.